So welcome to this channel, a new channel I've just set up, and welcome to the garden. And shortly I will show you the pond. But first, before we get to it, I'd like to say thank you for clicking on this video. And this video, along with the channel, will be totally dedicated to the garden, specifically the pond. The reason why I've set this channel up is because, one, my father recently passed away, and he was so unwell that he was unable to take care of his pond and his garden as he much loved. And I had recently moved in with him to help him maintain, well, mainly to look after his health. I have no idea about pond life and gardens, so this is a whole new learning curve for me. I'd really appreciate any feedback and help, mainly some help from you guys, to overcome the problems that I've got with the pond, because I'd like to get all this sorted out for him in memory of him, at least have it nice for him. And well, I guess I'm here now trying to help my mum as well, because she's not able to do a great deal either at the moment. So yeah, let me take you around the garden. Well, let's just go straight to the pond, and I'll show you where I need your help. But I think what I'll do is first I'm going to change camera, because I don't particularly want to be dropping this one into the pond. Right, so as we approach the pond, it's 14, I think it's like 14 foot long by about 5.5 foot wide, and it's, I think, just shy of 4 foot deep. But I'll get some measurements later on, be more specific. But you can see here, this water, it's just thick green. It's probably toxic, if I'm honest with you. I don't know. It's there's quite a few koi in there as well. So I reckon, well, they reckon by the size of the pond, there should only be 4 koi in there. Now, my dad, he's never had a problem with the ponds over the years. He's had this pond. He built this pond back in 1987, I think. 87. Sorry, I think he built this pond. And he didn't have any problems with it. 10 years ago, he put a new line in it. It's never been green at all. The last few years, he's, like I say, he's been unwell and it's kind of been neglected, and we just can't get it clean. So what he's got is he's got a pipe system at the bottom of the pond, which is underneath gravel, so it's like a bottom drain, and it uses this recirculating pump, just a central heating pump. But this pump at the moment is knackered, so I have ordered another one, and then it runs through the UV light and then back into the pond. But at the moment I've just got a normal pump in the pond, and that's just pumping it through the UV light at the moment. So hopefully next couple of days we should have a new pump, so I can put in there and we can get it all flowing again properly. I presume I'm going to have to drain this pond to clean it, because, well, I don't think any kind of product is going to clean this up. You've got sort of like maybe a centimetre of clear water at the top, and then everything at the bottom is just thick. You can't see anything. Even this end, you know, we've got I think it's a PondTech filter with a pump, and again the water coming out of that is just thick green. The filter itself keeps blocking up with sludge, and I know there is a lot of sludge, because not so long ago it was partially drained, and I jumped in the pond and I pulled all the because there was plant pots that had fallen in, and there was ornaments that were in there, and so while I was going through just picking everything out, the fish was still in there as well, because my dad doesn't have anywhere to put the fish. He doesn't have another tank or anything. So I was like, you know, leaning in, and I was scooping up handfuls of sludge. So there was yeah, well, I know there's an issue here, and I think the only way is to drain it. But like I said, we haven't really got any funds to do this, so we're trying to do this on the cheap. But obviously, the fish's health is also important. So we've got to compromise somewhere. A holding tank or a quarantine tank or whatever. That's ideally what we need. But because of what's been going on with lockdown and everything, I haven't been able to work. I was self-employed, and everyone's been screwed over by the government. Got no money coming in. I can't afford to buy anything for the pond, unfortunately. We have purchased a few things that should be coming soon, hopefully to sort of like help clean the pond out. But what I need to know is there's loads of stuff that I need to know. I mean, when I drain it out, when I fill it back up, is it okay just to fill it up with dechlorinated water? Because I've got one of those filter things that I can filter through. Do I have to put some sort of like beneficial bacteria back into the filter? So that Pure Pond Bomb, I think it's called. I think a product like that's something I come across. But you can see this water is just so murky. I really don't know what to do. So, I mean, if anyone can give me some suggestions, ideally someone who knows what they're talking about, because I just want to get it sorted out so we can just enjoy the fish, really, and enjoy the garden. Right, so last night was an absolute nightmare. Right, so you can see here now we've made up like a temporary kind of paddling pool kind of thing. It's almost like an experiment as well, but this is to house the frogs. So last night I came outside, it was quite late, probably about 11 o'clock, to check on the fish, and one of my dad's large gold ones was on its side, so I went over to sort of like where it looked dead, so I went to pick it up and it sort of like swam off. So I kept an eye on it, it kept floating up, and then I'd go to grab it and it'd swim off, and it ended up dying. We lost that fish. It was I think it was about 70-ish centimetres. It was one of the larger ones. So this is absolutely devastating. I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I thought maybe it could be oxygen levels. So I drained the pond. I drained, 6 inches or so, and then filled it back up again with that trickle dechlorinated thing overnight. All the other fish were fine, but I did find, because I scooped a few buckets of water out from the pond into this paddling pool, and I put the toads in there, the frogs in there. But there was some toads, there were some baby frogs as well, but I wasn't able to catch them in the pond. They've disappeared into Narnia, so they're in there somewhere. I've got to keep looking for them. But it was really weird. I also found the same night there was like it was long, stringy, clear thing. It was like a liquid. I don't know. Like, it was really weird. It was maybe about 15 centimetres long. It was slimy and maybe a millimetre thick. So it wasn't like a koi pool or anything. So I really don't know what that was. I thought it might have been like toad spawn, because that's long and stringy, but there was no like black dots or anything in it. It was just like totally clear. So I have no idea what that was. So I don't know. I have no idea whether the toads are poisonous, and because it is a large koi, whether it ate a toad. I really don't know. I have no idea. So I've got to get this sorted now. This is priority. We're going to have to drain the pond and get it all sorted. but I really do need some help, some suggestions. What's the best way of doing it? But yeah, this is pretty much the pond water in here with my own filter system that I made up. A bucket at the bottom filled with stones, and then like a bucket on the top with some fibre on it. But this is a mixture of, I think, like 8 buckets from the pond, and then probably about 8 buckets of dechlorinated water. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave it here, and just put this out there, this video out there. So hopefully, you guys have helped me, and I will come back to you guys with an update of everything, and I'll keep you updated. And I thank you in advance for anyone that helps me, because this means a lot to me, and my mum and my siblings getting this sorted. So yeah, we really appreciate it. So from myself, my name's Matthew, and this is Nigel's Pond. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye.